pixel on each side. So that'll give us the ability to do like corners. Okay. And so really we just want to have like a straight line of black like everywhere. In fact, we kind of just want this whole thing to be black and then just have an outline. Sorry, not black, transparent. God, I'm useless at this. I am using a trackball, so forgive me. How do I do arrays? Yeah. Oh, this is impossible with a trackball. Okay. And then we'll get our pencil. No, we won't. B for pencil. And we want some black. Okay, so what I imagine, right, is we just have these little corners here, right? And then we have our white come up and around like so. Oops. So that's why we wanted to have 3 pixels on either side. So now if we save that, we should have some sort of border, right? And then cool. And then we just need to update our other ones. So our foreground, oh, wait. So our foreground, I think we can kind of keep that as is. But we just need to have black for all of this. So we just drop black in there. And we want non-contiguous. Cool. And 3 pixels. And what's that? G for bucket. Alright, so now if we save that, we should have not quite. Okay, well, in fact, what I'd rather do, I think, is I'd rather just have all black. Right? But then what we'll do is we'll have some stripes. So if we pick a white color, and that will allow us to do stripes after the 3. 1, 2, 3. That way. Okay. Although that's not. I think we kind of want 2 of those. Hold on. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3 for the top, and we're stretching, so we can just do the right edge. Okay. And then we always do the right edge. Okay. And we can miss 2 this time. Miss 2. This is 2. This is 2. Okay. Cool. So now that's sort of going to fill up like that, and I think we can just sort of get rid of that texture in the foreground. In the background. So if we just say that that is all white, and cool. Alright, so that's quite a simple little meter there. We do have some effect on it, some texture with it, and don't seem to be able to get it much smaller than that. Okay, so that's essentially taking up that whole area inside the player, which I think is fine. I think that we want this to be as visually simple as possible. So having that boost meter take up pretty much the whole player, I think it makes sense. Okay, so that's the meter. And let's go back into our code and see what else we need. So we've got an engine, we've got both of our jets, and we've got our meter. Our controls, we will need something to handle that later. Okay, so this is not going to work. So I think it's actually better for the parent to assign the controls. So I'm just going to comment this out for now. Okay. Update colors. I don't quite like the colors we had originally. So by default, the colors. So let's just find and replace that. Oops. So I think the default color is going to be black. Right? And then as you get different versions, so we'll say overdrive 1, let's say color black, then color overdrive 1, color overdrive 2, and our color overdrive 3. Okay, and I kind of want these to actually remain quite dark, so I think if we just do like red, then 50, maybe a 50-50 red for red and green, or no, a little less green than red, and then overdrive will have maybe like 70-50. I don't think we really want any, maybe I'll call that color default, because we don't know it's going to remain black forever, so cool. Now we just need to update our colors in the code. I think there's only one place, yep. So we have a default, color default, a color overdrive 1, a color overdrive 2, and a color overdrive 3. Cool. And what's the next thing for us? I think it's setting up the controls. Okay. So this can die. No. Alright, we'll keep it there. And that's going to be color default. And that. Okay, no, I think that's fine. Alright then. What else? What else do we need to do? So in our game, we've got our players in the world. Players have jet engines. Now in our game, we need to set up the control scheme, right? So what we want to do, well, let's set up the cameras first. So let's create a viewport. So these P1 and P2 containers are actually viewport containers. And then what we do is we put a viewport underneath them. What are they complaining about? Okay. Okay, so this HBox container, let's just make it 1140 by 540 for now. And then we make our P1 container, we do size flags and we make it expand horizontally. And we do the same thing for the player 2, expand horizontally. So now we've got 2 screens. And then can't remember. I think that's fine. So we just have the viewport. Hold on. There is so there's a good demo of how this works on YouTube, but I just want to make sure I've got the so we got an HBox container, viewport 1, viewport 2, camera 2, and we don't need a lot of this stuff, so cool. So let's duplicate this viewport and we'll just call it viewport 1 and 2, and then we'll create a camera 2D and we'll call that camera 2D 1, and we need to make sure that's set to current. Cool. And then within this viewport, we're going to instance our world. So our world is like this. Okay.